Good morning, students. Welcome back to this data structure class again. In the last few classes, we have been discussing about doubly linked list. We have covered almost all the concepts of linked list. Okay. Now we are going on to the next idea called recursion. Why we are discussing this recursion is that we may need it sometime later when we go for binary search tree and other concepts. Okay, recursion. You are already familiar with what is this recursion is. You have studied about this recursion in C language. So what is that recursion? The ability of a function to call itself is called recursion. Okay, simply saying you are given a function and the function has a body of its own. Within the body, if the function is called again, that is called recursion. It is a beautiful feature. It simplifies the logic most of the time and it helps you in writing a better coding. Okay, so this is the basic idea about this recursion, but how to write a recursion, how to verify the recursion that we have written. These are the ideas that we are going to see. Okay, there are many problems like finding the factorial value of a number, summing the elements of an array, towers of Hanoi problem, GCD, the greatest common divisor. Like this, where many problems are solved using this recursion. There are two types of recursion, namely direct recursion and indirect recursion. Direct recursion and indirect recursion. Direct recursion is the recursion in which the function is called within the body of its own. That is called direct recursion. Then what is indirect recursion? Function A is calling function B in its body and function B is calling function A in its body. That is called indirect recursion. A is calling B, B is calling A. That is called indirect recursion. Okay. Now, as you are already aware, there should be a terminating condition to conclude the recursive call. Now look at this function here, example here. The name of the, here I am trying to find the factorial of a number. Okay, look at this coding. Fact is the name of the function. I'm trying to, it has a formal parameter n and it returns a integer value. If n is equal to 0, then fact is equal to 1. Else, fact is equal to fact of n minus 1 into n. See here, this is the recursive call. This is the recursive call of this function. Look at this fact, fact, parameter, parameter. Okay. So within the body of this function, the the function is called again. This is an example. Now this figure illustrates you how it is working. So name of the function recursive call is n into factor of n minus 1. For example, I want to find the factorial of 5. Factorial of 5. So n is equal to 5. So 5 into f of 4. Okay, so the function, this is function call. Now f of 4 is equal to, here n becomes 4. So it becomes, when this function is called, 4 into f of 3. When this function is called, it becomes 3 into f of 2. When this function is called, 2 into f of 1. 2 into f of 1. So like this, f of 1 is computed, and using this f of 1, the value 2 into f of 1 is computed. Then this value is given to this point here. these things are computed, this value is given to this point here, these values are computed, and this is given to this point, and finally this 5 into f of 4 is computed. That is how this recursive function is working. We use a kind of stack here in this recursive calculation. Now, you want to verify your function that you have recursive, that you have written it as a recursive function. Okay. How to verify your recursive function? To verify your recursive function, first of all, you should ask yourself 3 questions. And if you get the answer yes for all the 3 questions, then the function that you have written is correct. The questions are the base case question, smaller color question, and the general case question. Base case question, smaller color question, general case question. What is this base case question? The function that you have written should have a non-recursive way out of the function. And does it work correctly in this case? Okay. Simply saying, is there any terminating condition involved in the recursive function? So without the terminating condition, the function will keep on calling itself, and you put yourself into a infinite calling. So the recursive call will not terminate, So the recursive function should have a terminating condition. Now, in this example, where is the base case question? Fact of n. If n is equal to 0, then fact is equal to 1. See, here there is no recursive call. So when this condition is satisfied, this recursive call is not executed. So in this function is having a non-recursive way to come out of that solution, to come out of that recursion. So a function should have a terminating condition to avoid continuous recursive call. That is called a base case question. Then the smaller color question. That is, does each recursive call to the function involve a smaller case of the problem? That is, each recursive call, the size of the problems would be reduced. Otherwise, it will keep on going. Now, with how this question is answered in this function, Now, look at this here. If n is equal to 0, then fact is equal to 1, else fact is equal to fact into n minus 1 plus n. For example, I am finding the factorial of 5. Does 5 is equal to 0? No. So you are coming to the fact is equal to fact of 5 minus 1. It becomes fact of 4 into 5. So factor 4 is computed. Then 4 becomes n. Does 4 is equal to 0? No. So fact is equal to fact of 4 minus 1, 3. Fact of 3. See, initially we solved for fact of 4. Now we are solving for fact of 3. In the next call, we will go for fact of 2. Then we will go for fact of 1. Then it will become 0. So now n becomes 0. The 0 is equal to 0. So fact is equal to 1. So no more recursive call. So at each call, the size of the problem is reduced. So that is smaller color question. Does each recursive call to the function involve a smaller case of the problem? In this case, a smaller case is executed of the given problem. Now see what happens instead of this n minus 1, if I put n plus 1. What happens? Now, fact, I'm finding the factorial of 5. Does 5 is equal to 0? No. Else fact is equal to fact into 5 plus 1, 6 into 5. Then 6 is equal to 0? No. You are coming here, 6 plus 1, 7. So 7 into 6, like this. Factor of 7 into 6. Then factor of 8 into 6. It will keep on going. The termination condition does not come into picture. Of course, logically, syntactically it is correct, but logically it is wrong. Logically it is wrong. So each recursive call should involve a smaller case of the given original problem. Then general case. So assuming that the recursive call works correctly, does the whole procedure or function works correctly? That is, there is a termination condition involved, then each recursive call involves a smaller case of the problem. In addition to that, is there any problem, is there any errors like syntax errors, data type mismatch, and stack overflowing, array overflowing, array index out of bound? Such cases are coming across or not? If they are not coming across, then the recursive function written is correct. So other than the smaller color question, other than the terminating condition, there might be some other errors that are in the function that you have written, like syntax errors or data type mismatch, anything error like that. Okay, then in such a cases, you have to rule out them, then you can claim that the function that you have written is correct. So assuming that the recursive call works correctly, does the whole procedure function correctly? In this example, there is no such error. There is no syntax error or any other error. So this function is correct. This function is correct. Okay. Now we have seen how to verify a recursive function. Now we are going to see how to write a recursive function. How to write a recursive function. What are the guidelines in writing a recursive function? There are 4 guidelines involved in writing a recursive function. Namely, first of all, you should get the definition of the problem to be solved. What are you going to solve? What are you going to do? Are you going to find the factorial of a number? Are you going to solve towers of Hanoi problem? Are you going to find the Fibonacci series? Why like this? Are you going to find the GCD of a number? Like this, what are you going to do? Get the exact definition of the problem to be solved. First of all, that you should know. Then second step is determine the whole size of the problem to be solved. What, for example, factorial means, are you going to find the factorial of 5? Or are you going to find the factorial of 9? Or are you going to find the factorial of 3? Like this, for what size of the problem is going to be solved. That you should know. Get the definition, get the size of the problem. And the third one is, solve the base case in which the problem can be expressed non-recursively. That is, ensure that there is a termination condition involved in the problem, in the solution, in the function. Okay, solve the base case in which the problem can be solved without any recursion. Okay, then the next question is, solve the general case correctly in terms of the smaller case of the same problem. That is, you have a coding for non-recursive termination, then you should have the coding for that recursive call, actual recursive call. You should write the coding for actual recursive call. So these are the guidelines in writing a recursive function. First of all, get the definition of the problem, get the size of the problem, solve the base case non-recursively, then solve the recursive case. So these are the guidelines in writing a recursive function. So with that understanding, let us see this example. First of all, let us verify this function is correct. Then whether the guidelines given above are followed in this function. So here I am trying to find the sum of the elements of an array. Given an array, I want to find the sum of the elements available there. Okay, that is the problem. So what is the name of the function? Sum. It has a formal parameter list. Then I comma number of items integer. The output is integer. Okay. Begin. Uh, if I is equal to num items, then sum is equal to list of I. Else sum is equal to list of I plus sum of list comma I plus 1 comma num items. So you see here, this is a recursive call. Then you see here, this is a non-recursive way to come out of the recursion. Now, what is the problem? Let us verify this one. Yes. Is there any what's the first question? Is there any termination condition? Yes, if n is equal to num item, then sum is equal to list of I. No more recursive call. So this is the termination condition. Then, is there any smaller size of the problem? Yes, in the recursive call, here, the size of the problem is reduced. So initially, the size of the problem is from first item to the last item sum. Now here you see here I plus 1, that is second item to the last item. In the next call it will be third item to the last item. So like this, with every recursive call, the size of the problem is reduced. So it is also correct. So other than these two, is there any other error there, any data type mismatch, any looping error, anything like that? Nothing is here. In every sense, it is correct. So this program is syntactically correct. Logical error is not there. Everything is fine. Okay. Now, check whether the guidelines are used here. What is the definition of the problem? Sum the elements of the array. This is the problem we are going to solve. What is the size of the problem? Yes, number of items. Number of items. The whole array is from list of 1 to the list of number of items. From first item to the last item. That is, this num items is given a value at the time of the calling. So we will know what is the size of the problem. Then base case. What is that here? This base case solution. This is the base case solution. I have written a coding for non-recursive call. Then general case. Do I have written the coding for the recursive solution? Yes. See here. This is the recursive call. Okay. When item, this is the general case guidelines. So all the 4 guidelines were used in writing this algorithm. So like this, when you go for writing an algorithm, you follow these guidelines and ensure that you are getting the answer yes for these verification questions. Then you can very well write a recursive function effectively. Okay. Some of the negative points about recursive call is that it is better to avoid recursion. It can be used only when in unavoidable situation, because the recursion might increase the size of the program. Okay. Only at the time of calling, you know the size of the problem to be solved. For example, whether you are going to find the factorial of 5 or whether you are going to find the factorial of 9, that you know only at the time of executing the program. Also, when the size increases and if the recursive function uses some local variables, then for every recursive call, a new local variable is generated and used, and that results in memory consumption for all those local variables. Okay. So alternatively, there is a iterative method available for every recursive method. Okay. So if the problem can be solved non-recursively using the iteration method, then it is better to go for it. So both the techniques, that is iteration and recursion, they have their own merits and demerits. Okay. So I have explained to some extent what is this recursion is, how to write a recursive function, how to verify a recursive function. Okay, as an assignment, I can give you one thing. You can write a recursive function for finding the Fibonacci series. Okay, particular terms of the Fibonacci series, n terms in a Fibonacci series. You know what is the Fibonacci number? Yeah, Fibonacci series is nothing but the third number is the sum of the previous two numbers. That is the current number is the sum of the previous two numbers. That is the Fibonacci series. Okay, so further you can write here recursive function based on the verification guidelines I have given you, and also based on the writing guidelines I have given you. And yet another problem, you can write a recursive function for GCD of a number, greatest common divisor of a number, towers of Hanoi problem. For those things, you try to write a recursive function and check whether it is coming out correctly. Okay, so we shall see those things in the coming classes. Okay.